with another video. Um, Again, as always, if you want to see any specific content, please let me know. You can reach out to me on Discord at Khaleesi. If you want to DM me, that's fine, or in general chat, or in any of the team building channels on our Discord. Again, feel free. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, feel free to reach out to your Alliance leadership. This video is going to be geared mostly towards the T1 resource, kind of my philosophy on it. I'm just going through here real fast and I am collecting all of these great resources that we got from these errors. Um, these may not be the most amazing resource, or at least you may not think they're the most amazing resource as a newer player. However, I guarantee you these resources are really going to come in handy, especially this top chunk. When you start getting towards Dark Dimension 2, this is really going to steamroll you into that campaign. These T4s, 50 of them, I mean, that's really pretty sweet. And then the rest of these are kind of, more geared towards everyone. But again, this is a great offer. So I'm just going to go ahead and collect that real fast. Now going into the T1s, and I am just going to pull up a random character at this point that I know needs T1s. So I'm looking at Groot right over here, and y'all that have been watching these videos kind of knows my philosophy and standpoint on the Guardians team, so I'm not going to get too much into that. However, if you look at Groot right here, I currently do have 61 T1s, and as I've said in previous videos, I am literally the weakest member in this alliance as far as my total collection power. So this is how I've saved up all these T1s. As I've said in both my Dark Dimension guide as well as my new player guide, you really want to be focusing on those resources. And while it is super tempting to spread those resources to your entire roster, what you are going to find is you are going to find yourself short with resources. So, with that being said, I'm primarily saving a lot of my resources for this team up here, with the exception of Nebula. The only reason I have Nebula favorited right now is I am anxious to get myself into the Cosmic Campaign. I do need a third Cosmic character, and Hemendal is quite a bit of ways for me to unlock him. So Nebula is unlocked pretty early on in the game. I won't invest very much into her because she really does kind of drop off and she kind of becomes one of the more trash characters. But so she's up here because, again, I just want to get access to the Cosmic Campaign so I can get my Scientist Supreme started and really get focused on my Dark Dimension 1 team. Your Dark Dimension team can be used in a number of game content, especially early on. They'll be good for Arena, they'll be good for Blitz, they'll be good for raids, obviously for Dark Dimension. So really, you kind of can't go wrong. But so everything I've done up until this point in the game is focused on getting these characters unlocked and farmed. So the only way currently to earn T1s in game, there's going to be basically two main ways. You're going to see these challenges that come up, and it's the Ability Enhancement Challenge. They're going to be open Sunday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, so 3 times a week, just like every other one of these challenges. And you're going to look here, and pretty much at all levels, stopping at tier 8, obviously, you are going to get these T1 materials. Obviously, if you can do a higher tier, by all means, because those are going to help you stockpile these T2s and the T3s, which are the purple ones. But if for some reason, you got a weaker roster like myself, at the bare minimum, if you are just completing at least tier 2, that is going to start getting you on that path to getting those T1 materials. So again, looking at this, you're getting 15 every time you complete this. So you're getting 45 T1s every time this rolls around. And then, you do that 3 times a week. You're getting 135 T1s. That is more than enough to get your beginning roster started. Once you kind of have that set up, then you can kind of go a little more free spending with the rest of your T1s. Um, And what I mean by that is, again, try to focus those resources on the one set of characters you are building. Um, if you kind of already have your DD1 team set up and they already have all of their T1s, by all means, start spreading them around to other characters. Kind of the avenue I'm doing is once I have my character maxed out as far as gear that I can farm for the day. So we did just get a bunch of campaign energy. So I'm just going to go through and farm through his gear real fast. And basically, when I got to the point where, with this resource I can't farm anymore, um, I would then go in and so once I have all those gears that I can possibly farm for the day, I would then just go in and I would go to my campaigns and I would look for characters in particular that I don't have unlocked yet. Because again, as an early player, you do want to try to unlock as many characters as possible, just not at the expense of that primary team you're building. So once I finished doing all of Thor's stuff, I would go through and, again, I don't have Night Nurse yet, and she's going to get me those T1s. So I would go through and just, number one, I'm farming her character, and I'm getting 5 additional T1s. So I guess kind of the focus of this video is, build your primary team first that is going to get you to Dark Dimension 1. As you're doing that, certain characters are going to be needed to get to that content. So currently Thor is one of the characters that I need to get into the Cosmic campaign. So I am really kind of focusing a lot on Thor. And one of the cool things about Thor is he is actually a very good character for some of that end game content. So there's really no amount of resources that are going to be a waste if you do invest in Thor. So once I have all of the resources I can possibly invest in him for the day, and basically, what I mean by that again is I can no longer easily farm that energy, or maybe it's at a campaign I haven't unlocked yet. That's the point where I'll switch over, and whatever energy I have left, I am going to place into characters I can't farm or I don't have unlocked. And by farming those character shards, I'm going to get additional T1s. I think this is kind of the best way you can start stockpiling T1s. And then while I said it can be very tempting to just go around and spend those T1s as freely as you want, if you look, all of these characters could benefit from T1s on my part. But since I don't have my primary DD1 team and I don't have enough T1s to basically spread for the whole team, I'm not going to be very free spending with those T1s. The only T1s I am going to spend is on any characters I'm currently using that is helping me get to the content that will unlock these characters. So, for aim security, I spent T1s on some of my early villain characters just so I could unlock villains 3. And, the same thing with Aim Assaulter. I used T1s on some of my early hero characters so I could get them up to Heroes 5-3. Any additional questions about this T1 resource, feel free to ask. Like I've said in other videos, this is eventually going to become a resource you're not even going to give any thought about. Like I've said in previous videos, I've got, I think, like 20,000 T1s on my main account. So eventually this resource is not going to be a problem. It's just really getting to that point. So overall take from this, try to be a little more frugal with how you're spending your T1s. And I guarantee you, as you are farming these Dark Dimension 1 teams and just building up your roster, you're going to start getting more and more T1s, and it's not going to be a hard resource to come across. Again, any content you are looking to have made, or any questions, or anything that's not clear in the game, as always, feel free to reach out. I will either answer those questions on Discord, or if it needs to be made into a video, I will certainly be more than happy to do that. Again, reach out to me, Discord Khaleesi, in-game mini call, and like I say in all the videos, feel free to reach out to your Alliance leadership for any questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.